By the end of this video, I'm confident that you're going to have all the tools that you need to heal your recurring vaginal infections. My name is Takira, and I'm a dietitian that helps women to heal from recurring vaginal infections. And I recently started a new business about a month ago where I posted a TikTok video basically telling women how I recently healed myself from a 2 year long episode of pH imbalances without no real diagnosis or really knowing what's wrong with me, and I healed myself in 1 week. And I used nutrition and mindset work. And when I say mindset work, I'm referring to manifestation and subconscious reprogramming. So if you're new to my channel, definitely subscribe because I'm going to be releasing videos teaching you how to heal from your reoccurring yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, UTIs, and helping you get to the root cause of your vaginal infections. If you don't already, follow me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok at Vaj Healing Nutrition. It's VAJ and Healing Nutrition. And I'm going to tell you guys 5 things that you need to know in order to heal your vaginal health. So, number one is going to be nutrition. Before you even get into that, if you're dealing with recurring vaginal infections and you're going to the doctor and they keep putting you on diflucan, flagyl, metro, you're getting creams, you're being put on monostat, and you're going through this cycle, but nothing is working for you, it's not because you're broken. It's not because something is wrong with you. It's not because God or your vag hates you. It's really just the fact that this is a newer. Not that having recurring vaginal infections is new, but it's not really. I don't think doctors are trained in healing recurring vaginal infections. If they were, a lot of women would not be dealing with this because most doctors, when someone gets an infection, of course, if it's bacterial, they're going to put them on antibiotics. Antibiotics wipes away your good bacteria and your bad bacteria. When the good bacteria is wiped out, that leads to more bad bacteria to overgrow. That's when you get yeast infections, BV, UTIs, things like that. And then over time, if your nutrition is not good, your sleep is not good, your stress levels are really, really high, your mindset is not in check, you're very sedentary, or if you've already had some inflammation, like some gut inflammation or overall inflammation, this can be what's making it a lot worse and exacerbating it. And a lot of women on my TikTok, they'll comment, they'll be like, "Yeah, I tried this, but it didn't work. I'm doing probiotics now, hoping it's gonna work. I'm cutting out sugar, hoping it's gonna work." And it's not just about doing one thing, which it can be one thing for a lot of people, but most of the times, if you've been dealing with recurring infections for a long period of time, and I've had women DMing me saying that they've been dealing with it for 8 to 10 years. This is systemic inflammation. This is not just like an infection anymore. This is legit systemic inflammation, meaning that it's chronic and it's been going on for a long period of time. I'm on vacation right now, which is why you see this background, and also you hear dogs barking in the back behind me. So when it comes to healing recurring vaginal infection, it's not usually a one thing cure all approach. It's usually lots of things you need to look at and evaluate in order to help you heal. Number one is your nutrition. So nutrition, as you know, is the foundation of our gut health and our health overall. Poor nutrition leads to poor results, decreased life expectancy, inflammation, diseases. We all know what poor nutrition leads to. When I say poor nutrition, I'm referring to you eating meals that are not balanced with all the macros. So the macros are healthy fats, proteins. Well, it's fats, protein, and carbs. But what I'm referring to is I want your meals to look like having a good quality protein, some fibrous carbohydrates, and healthy fats. If your meal lacks any of those, your meal is not balanced. So you want protein to keep you fuller longer and to keep your blood sugar stable. Protein also helps with gut healing. You also want healthy fats for anti-inflammation and to help with vaginal lubrication and moisture. And you also want to have fibrous carbs, one for energy, two, fiber helps you go to the bathroom, three, fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut and helps with detoxing your body. So for nutrition, you want all your plates to have protein, a fibrous carb, and a healthy fat. If it's lacking any of those, it's likely not balanced, which can then lead to imbalanced blood sugar. Our blood sugar is linked to our cortisol levels. That can lead to increased cortisol levels, which can then lead to more inflammation. Cortisol is our stress hormone, so the higher that is, the more inflammation we have. The more inflammation and stress we have, the higher risk we are at for getting sick and dealing with recurring infections because stress suppresses our immune system. So it's really important that you're nourishing your body with good foods. And when you are making foods, you want one to try to cook at home as much as possible. If you have to buy food outside, that's okay. But I would not be eating ultra processed foods like fast foods like all the time. Maybe like once a month. I don't eat fast food anymore at all. But the more you can cook at home, the better. So the more you can make like meats from, not obviously making the meat from scratch, but like buying fresh meats and making that, or seafood, or making your own like rice and things like that. Like the more you can just cook whole foods, the better it's going to be for you to help you heal from recurring vaginal infections. So limit or eliminate ultra processed foods like Wendy's, McDonald's, Popeyes. You want to eliminate alcohol completely. This is one thing I tell everyone because there's no need for alcohol at all. I know that there's a social factor, I know there's an addictive factor, but I like everyone to live a life in moderation, and that's why I say fast food can be eaten in moderation. But to me, alcohol serves absolutely no purpose. It's a level one carcinogen. It's really inflammatory. It can make your vag health 10 times worse. It can disrupt your pH and a bunch of other effects that are not necessary. So I would eliminate alcohol completely, or if you know you want to continue drinking, pause temporarily because alcohol is going to make your vaginal infections 10 times worse. I also want you to focus on hydration. So hydrating is going to be really, really important. Hydration is really important for your vaginal health because dehydration can actually cause more vaginal infections. Because when you're dehydrated, your urine is more concentrated, and when you pee, that concentrated urine can irritate your vagina, and then that can cause UTIs. It can cause other infections as well. So staying hydrated with half your body weight in fluid ounces every day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you want to drink 50 fluid ounces of liquids a day. And when it comes to liquids, not just regular water, you want your water to have electrolytes. Otherwise, it's technically not hydrating you. So, water with electrolytes, or you can add electrolytes to the water. Coconut water is a natural source of electrolyte water. You also can get hydration from water rich fruits and vegetables, bone broth, um, fresh cold pressed juices, ice, homemade popsicles that are made with cold pressed juices. I'm trying to think what else. Milk can also count towards your hydration. So you have many different ways of getting your hydration in outside of just water. You also have, of course, like seltzer water and things like that. But you definitely want to be hydrating because that's going to be the number one important thing to one, keeping your vagina moist because your hydration determines how lubricated you are the next day. So if today you drink a lot of water, the next day you'll be really lubricated. If today you did not, tomorrow you will not be lubricated as much. So drinking enough water helps with vaginal dryness. It also helps to detox your body and keep everything obviously running, as you know, the function of water and its importance. So make sure that you're hydrating with half your body weight in fluid ounces, unless, of course, you have any fluid restrictions like kidney disease or anything like that. Um, Obviously, with this advice, this is not personal medical advice, this is general education. So take what resonates with you, take what you know you can do, and move with that. If you know you can't do it or there's limitations, then obviously don't do it. So that's it when it comes to nutrition. But also, I want all of your meals to have a fruit or a vegetable. So fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates. Some just have more than others. So when I say a fibrous carb, I'm referring to like a whole grain, a legume, any of those, and then or like a starchy root vegetable, and then you can add a fruit and or vegetable on the side. So for example, let's say you have a meal that is steak. I'm thinking of a good example: steak, rice, and actually that isn't a good example. I'm thinking of what's a good, okay, let's say you have a tuna sandwich. So you have tuna on Dave's Killer Bread. I always recommend Dave's Killer Bread. Tuna on Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's Killer Bread is a fibrous carbohydrate that gives you, I believe, like 5 grams of fiber per slice. It also has protein in it as well. Tuna gives you protein and healthy fats. So this meal has a fibrous carb, which is the bread. It has healthy fats from the tuna because tuna is a fatty fish, and a tuna, depending on which kind you buy, has a lot of protein. If you get like the fresh tuna steaks, those easily have like 30 to 40 grams of protein per steak. Or if you get canned tuna, like shelf tuna, look for the cans or the bags that have at least 30 grams of protein in one serving. So I know Albacore has a brand that has that. So that gives you protein, carbs, and healthy fats. But notice how there's no fruit or vegetable. Then you can add a fruit or a veggie on the side, like some sliced apples, fruits, spinach, whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's what I'm referring to when I say having a fibrous carbohydrate. and a fruit or vegetable on the side. So that's number one. Two, you want to eat every few hours, so every 3 to 4 hours to keep your blood sugar stable. If your blood sugar is not stable, this can again lead to increased cortisol, increased inflammation, um, and this can cause other issues. Also, avoid caffeine on an empty stomach because that is going to directly increase your cortisol levels. That's it when it comes to nutrition. It's just a matter of eating balanced meals every 3 to 4 hours, staying hydrated, avoiding alcohol, and just eating whole foods and very little to no ultra processed foods. The second thing you want to be mindful of is your sleep. So, sleep is when we are fully unconscious and we're able to heal our bodies and our bodies are able to recover from the day. So, as a woman, you should be getting anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. If you're not, if you're getting less than like 8 and you're getting around like maybe less than 7 or like 6, then your body is not recovering as it should. And this can cause low grade inflammation and stress. And those things, obviously, we know lead to suppressed immunity, which can then lead to increased risk for not just recurring vaginal infections, but other diseases and things as well, like cancer, aneurysm, strokes, heart attacks, things like that. So, when it comes to sleep, you should be prioritizing really good sleep hygiene, getting enough sleep, 8 to 10 hours a day. Um, and I'm trying to think what else. And also, when we're asleep, since we're unconscious, our subconscious mind is fully open, and this is a great time for reprogramming your mind with new thoughts and beliefs. So what you can do is, if you go to my link tree, I have a free 8 hour overnight vaginal healing affirmation track, and it's triple layered. It has one. The audio itself is fire crackling sounds, but those fire crackling sounds have over 100 affirmations to help reprogram your mind to heal your vaginal infections. There's also two audios on top of that of me saying affirmations so that you can hear it in your sleep to help reprogram your mind overnight to help you heal from recurring vaginal infections. And for those who do not know about the mindset piece of this, so our subconscious mind controls around 95% of our lives. So our whole entire life is a reflection of what's in our subconscious mind. So if you want to know your thoughts and beliefs, whether positive or negative, look at your current reality. If you're currently dealing with recurring vaginal infections, you obviously have dominant thoughts and beliefs in your subconscious mind that are causing you to continue getting those vaginal infections. And the one way to stop them and to rewire them is through repetition of new thoughts and beliefs, and listening to affirmation tracks while you sleep can be one of the easiest ways for you to do that, because one, you're sleeping, two, they can just be low volume and you can just have them playing all night long every single night, and it's going to reprogram your mind overnight to heal your vaginal infections. So I have that free 8 hour sleep tape. You can go on my down below and get that. But sleep is really, really important. So make sure that you're getting enough sleep every single night. Number three, stress. I already mentioned stress before, but stress suppresses your immune system, which can then lead to increased risk for infection. So the reason why I was having pH imbalances for 2 years straight was because I was in survival mode for 2 years straight. I was literally living in like low grade stress for 2 years, like financial stress, mental stress, social like stress. Like I had stress in like almost every area of my life for 2 years straight. Um, and so when you're in survival mode, you have higher cortisol levels, you have higher stress, and this can lead to one, wrecking your vaginal microbiome and pH, because as we know, stress can alter our gut microbiome. And stress left unmanaged can make whatever condition you have 10 times worse. So, this is why stress is basically like the root of all diseases. Like it causes almost everything. And most people are in survival mode and they aren't living a stressful life. And one thing that's important to know about stress is that the brain cannot differentiate different types of stress. So, like, you can be stressed over losing your car keys, but your brain thinks that you're stressed because you're outrunning a lion or a bear. So, if our brain doesn't know the difference between different types of stress, then we need to be very mindful of what we choose to react to and how we respond to stress, because something very minor can be causing an insane cortisol spike within us, and that can lead to more infections and also just our vaginal microbiome being disrupted. So if you know you deal with stress a lot, definitely look into nervous system regulation and practicing emotional intelligence so that you're not as reactive. When it comes to nutrition for stress, focusing on magnesium, adaptogens are herbs and mushrooms that help the body to adapt to stress. You also can focus on some adaptogens would be like ashwagandha, passion flower, lavender, reishi mushroom, What else actually? There's a lot, but either way, focus on magnesium, glycinate specifically, some adaptogens. Also focus on probiotics. Oh, I forgot to mention for nutrition actually, probiotics. Probiotics are good bacteria that help your gut microbiome to flourish. So making sure that you're consuming a probiotic supplement or probiotic rich foods like kefir, yogurt, kimchi, miso, sauerkraut, and also prebiotic foods because prebiotics are the food to probiotics. So garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, the skin on fruits and vegetables is usually a prebiotic fiber. Sourdough bread is usually a prebiotic fiber. So consuming more probiotic rich foods and prebiotic rich foods. And for vaginal health specifically, my favorite probiotic supplements are Gyrodophilis, vaginal health probiotics, and also Garden of Life probiotics are my two favorites for vaginal health because they have three strains of bacteria that are really important for vaginal health. Number one, L. rhamnosus, two, L. reuteri, and three, L. crispatus. So L. crispatus is actually a strain of bacteria that's been shown to basically boost your vaginal immunity. So I also like Seeds intravaginal probiotic suppository. So the two I mentioned before are oral suppositories, not suppositories, are oral probiotics, and Seed has an intravaginal one that's a probiotic that goes inside. So that one has three strains of L. crispatus, which basically strengthens your vaginal microbiome and fights off like all bad bacteria. And then the two other ones are really important for recurring yeast infections, BV, UTIs, and those you can take orally. So those are the three probiotics I like for vaginal health. When it comes back to stress, consuming more probiotic rich foods, learning how to regulate your nervous system, consuming magnesium, make sure that you're not deficient in vitamin D, because if you are, that can lead to increased risk for anxiety, stress, and depression with taking your vitamin D. Um, I'm missing something else. Probiotic vitamin D, magnesium, something else I am missing. Oh, if you're iron deficient, take your iron supplements because that can also cause anxiety and stress as well. So we talked about nutrition, we talked about sleep, talked about stress. Next is physical activity. So the more sedentary you are, the lower your immunity, the more likely you are to get sick. So even if you don't like to physically work out or exercise, do something gentle like walking. Walking helps a lot with immunity. Walking also helps regulate your nervous system. Walking also, it's just good in general. It's just good to be active. It also can put you in the sun, which can help with boosting your immune system. So walking is gonna be really, really important. I know how uncomfortable it can be to walk when you do have reoccurring infections. So if it helps, walking commando or making it as comfortable for yourself as possible. But being active is going to help boost your immune system. So that was one, two, three, four. Number five is your mindset. I talk about mindset a lot, but your mind is the most important thing outside of everything else because your mind controls your body. Your mind controls the actions that you take. Your mind controls your identity. Your mind controls your reality. So, like I told you, your subconscious mind is basically running your life on autopilot. So all of our thoughts and beliefs are stored in our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind can hold up to 4 to 5 thoughts at a time. Our subconscious mind can hold up to 11 million thoughts at a time. And it's formed between the ages of 0 to 7. So from the time you were in the third trimester of your mother's womb up until 7 years old is when your subconscious mind was formed. So everything that you heard while you were in your mother's womb in the third trimester up until 7 is what formed your subconscious thoughts and beliefs. So let's say you grew up in an environment where all your relatives were always on medications and they were always sick. People don't last long in your family, all these things. You may have a lot of poor limiting thoughts and beliefs around health, which can also be determining and impacting your vaginal health as well. Or um, our dominant thoughts and beliefs are being reflected in our reality 24/7. So even if you did not have these limiting thoughts and beliefs of like being sick and not having good health when you were younger, if you started having reoccurring vaginal infections like later on in life and you formed a dominant thought and belief that this is impossible to heal, I'm never going to get better, it keeps getting worse, then your reality is going to keep reflecting that no matter what because your brain's job is to prove you right. So our subconscious mind has something called the reticular activating system, and its job is to perform confirmation bias, meaning that its job is to confirm all of your thoughts and beliefs to be true, regardless of whether they're positive or negative, and regardless of whether they're true or false. That's why on TikTok they say being Delulu is a Salulu or lucky girl syndrome because whatever you are implanting in your mind is your dominant thoughts and beliefs are going to be your reality, regardless of whether you believe in it or not, regardless whether it's true or false, and regardless whether it's positive or negative. So if you were constantly reinforcing negative thoughts and beliefs into your head, your brain has to prove you right. But if you switch that to positive thoughts, your brain has to prove you right. Same thing with true and false. Like if you're implanting, like let's say, that's actually how I was able to lose weight because I was 180 pounds for 4 years and I couldn't lose weight. And so I literally just gave up and just started affirming I weigh 160. And back in November, I was 180 something, and I weighed myself in May, and I'm 162. And if you look at my body, you can see a visible difference. If you follow me on any other platforms, my face also looks slimmer as well. And it's because I literally reprogrammed my mind with the affirmation I weigh 160, and I kept saying it over and over and over again. And our brain forms new thoughts and beliefs through repetition. So just as how you go to school and you have to study for an exam and you have to study by reading it over and over and over again, that's how our brain forms new neural pathways. That's how our brain forms new thoughts and beliefs. It's through repetition of new thoughts and beliefs over and over and over again because you have to saturate your mind with a new belief. So if I were you dealing with recurring vaginal infections, which I'm not anymore, I would literally be every single day. My vagina is healthy as fuck. I am so healthy. Like literally, my vag is perfect. It's perfect. I'm in perfect health. And my vagina is getting better and better every single day. Whatever you want to tell yourself, is fine. But I would just choose affirmations for yourself and repeat them over and over and over again, no matter what. Like you have to persist in these new thoughts and beliefs. It doesn't matter if you got bad test results from the doctor's office. It doesn't matter if you're put on medications again. It doesn't matter if you're feeling the physical symptoms. It does not matter if you're feeling lost, hope, in despair, sad, depressed, anxious, sad. None of that matters as long as you keep persisting in your new thoughts and beliefs because your brain has to prove you right no matter what. It does not matter if you believe in it or not. It does not matter if it's true or false because your brain does not know the difference between what's real and what's fake. It only knows what you tell it. And the subconscious mind takes what you tell it as long as it's being repeated and saturated in your mind over and over and over again. So it does not matter what you're seeing in your reality right now. Your reality is a reflection of your old thoughts and beliefs, and your reality has not caught up with the new thoughts and beliefs. That's why you want to keep repeating these new thoughts to yourself over and over and over again until you are healed. Like you don't stop until you heal, you persist. Even if one day you wake up, you're sad, still persist in the new thought and belief that I'm healed. You wake up one day crying because you're itching or you're burning, still persist in new thoughts and beliefs. You can acknowledge that you are itching and burning, but then keep telling yourself my vag is getting better and better every single day. This is a sign that I'm healing more and more every single day. I am healthy as fuck. My vag is perfect. Like you have to literally lie to yourself and trick your brain and keep repeating these new things over and over and over again because that's how the brain works. This is called neuroplasticity, aka subconscious reprogramming, aka also manifestation. So you want to train your brain to believing that you are healthy and healed and that your badge is fine because your brain's job is to prove you right. So then your brain is going to start giving you ideas as to what to do to help you heal. It's going to put you in the right direction of how to meet people or get products or things that help you because that's the brain's job. Like your reticular activating system is constantly scanning your environment for what you are dominantly thinking about. So, for example, the red car theory states that when you say you want a red car, all of a sudden you're seeing red cars everywhere. This is because our reticular activating system is working to scan our environment to show us what we're dominantly thinking about. So if we're dominantly thinking about the fact that we are healed, healthy, we have perfect vaginas, everything is fine, no more infections, our brain's going to scan our environment to prove us right. So when it comes to mindset, it's extremely important that you are having the most positive, optimistic mindset and that you are feeding your brain positive thoughts and beliefs only. You don't want to be going to your friend, texting her, crying about how sad you are over your infections. You don't want to be dwelling in thinking about it, having conversations about it, anticipating it coming again. You don't want to assume it's going to happen again because there's two universal laws. One, the law of assumption, two, the law of expectation that basically state what you assume and expect is to become your reality. And these universal laws are working no matter whether you believe in them or not. So just how gravity is a universal law that works if you don't believe in it or not. Like if I drop this microphone right now, it's gonna fall to the ground because that's gravity. Even if I don't believe in gravity, it doesn't matter because it's still gonna drop. Same thing with the law of assumption and the law of expectation. Whatever you assume and expect is to be true. So change your mental thought patterns around a recurring vaginal infection. Stop expecting them to happen after sex or after your period or before your period, or stop expecting it to happen every 2 weeks. Whatever it's happening to you, stop expecting it and start assuming and expecting best case scenario. and you want to keep this positive mental mindset or positive mental diet. It's basically slashing out and clear, cancel, and deleting all of negative thoughts and saying, nope, that's the old reality. I'm in a new reality now where I'm fully healed. My vagina is perfect and everything about me is perfect. I'm in good health and I'm all good. So whenever you have negative thoughts pop up about your vag, just say clear, cancel, delete. That's the old story. That's the old me. The new me is healthy and no longer deals with these infections. And this is what I talk about in my brand new ebook, the Vaj Reset Guide. I go over these 5 topics in way more details and I give you guys examples, and basically, I give you a whole entire manifestation routine that you can follow to help you start off with the mindset work with healing your recurring vaginal infections. I also teach you how to eat in order to support your vag and your gut microbiome. And my ebook is literally only $47. So if you go to my link tree, you can get, or it's just in my bio description in general. That book gives you everything you need to know to start healing your recurring vaginal infections. Because most times, doctors will just tell you to take a probiotic and eat some probiotic rich foods, but that's because doctors do not get any training in nutrition. Doctors go to school for 8 years and they only have 1 to 2 classes in nutrition. Some of them have none. And if you think about it, this makes sense because doctors have a lot of other shit to learn and worry about. Nutrition is honestly like the last thing on their mind, as it should be, because that's why we have dietitians. Dietitians go to school for nutrition, so we're the experts in nutrition. So it takes time off the doctor's plates. Like, for example, that's why we have physical therapists, dermatologists, dentists, OTs, whatever, because we can't expect doctors to know and do everything. And so that's why you have dietitians. So most doctors don't know much about nutrition at all, and they'll give you very basic, outdated advice. And no shade to them because they don't know any better. But doctors usually mean well, so it's not like they're telling you that just because they don't care, but they don't know. And what doctors don't realize a lot of the times is that being on these medications puts you in an endless loop because one, you get a bacterial infection, and you get put on antibiotics. Antibiotics wipes away your good bacteria and your bad bacteria. Then you get a yeast infection. Yeast infection, you get put on diflucan. That can also impact your gut microbiome, which can impact you're getting infections again, and then you can get BV again, and then it turns into this endless cycle that it does not stop for a lot of women. And it happened to me twice, and each time it was for 2 years straight. The first time was 10 times worse because I had a yeast infection for literally 2 years straight of itching, burning, irritation. This time it wasn't yeast; it was pH imbalances because I realized I had an overgrowth of a bacteria called Gardnerella, which basically can create BV symptoms without it being BV. And the reason how I found out about that was that I did a test with Evie, which is an online vaginal microbiome testing company, and I got to the root cause. I interpreted my results myself, and then I created a protocol for myself using nutrition, supplements, and mindset, and I healed myself literally in 1 week. But that's because my mindset was already intact because I was affirming all year long already that I'm healthy and that my vag is in perfect health. And I already eat a whole food based diet, anyways. So I literally had a dominant belief that once I start these supplements, I made, like, not I made, but I created for myself in a protocol. I knew I was going to heal fast. I just knew it. I wasn't hoping. I believed it, and I literally knew. And within a week, all my symptoms stopped. So your mind is really, really powerful and you need to use it better and more to your advantage. And with Evie, if you use my link, you can get $20 off of your first Evie order. So that link is in my link tree, and I can help you to interpret your Evie results. So Evie does give you your results. It basically tells you what's wrong, but it doesn't give you like an explanation really of what to do. Evie gives you like some recommendations. They offer you to have a free consultation with a provider, and they also have a paid service where you can see a provider and they can help you. But the providers, because they're doctors, they're putting you on medications like antibiotics, um, oral, intravaginal, whatever. And this is not to say that that's a bad thing, but those things can keep you in the loop of recurring infections. But if you need help, like in regards to nutrition, and you want to do without medications, then you want to join the Vaj Reset program. So the Vaj Reset program is my brand new program where I teach you how to heal your recurring vaginal infections through one-to-one voice note coaching for 1 month. I give you your own customized nutrition and manifestation plan. I can also help you to interpret your EVI results and give you your own supplement protocol, as well as, like I told you before, nutrition and manifestation protocol. You also get to be in a community group of other women who are also healing. It's a private community group in my app. It's free. You also get to have a weekly Q&A on Fridays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You also get additional resources sent throughout the week. And I basically set you up to heal. Like, this isn't a program where you come in and you're like, oh, maybe I'll heal, or I hope this works. Like, no, I give you everything that you need to heal, because you get from me nutrition and mindset work. Those two things, and you're unstoppable, and you have no choice but to heal. So that program is 200 for now. I'm eventually going to increase it. So if you want to join that program, I would do it now while it's still 200, because otherwise it's going to go up to at least 400 in the next few weeks. But otherwise, you literally have everything that you need in order to heal your vaginal infections within you. You don't have to keep going to doctor's offices and wasting your time and getting Flagyl, Monistat, Diflucan, Metro, putting garlic up there and doing all these crazy ass things. You don't have to do all these things. It's a lot more of a simpler approach than you think. It's just the fact that you don't have a set protocol for yourself or guidance, and I give you that. So I give you everything that you need, that you're lacking.